So welcome back to SBR BTCC Classic Season 92, Season 5 as well, and this week Laguna Seca, Round 7, so we're getting towards the end of the season. Thanks again to BTCC Blueprints who are sponsoring the league. But let's get to the racing. Jake on pole again, this time ahead of Kevin. Second row is Nathan, championship leader, and Ben, who's second in the championship. Third in the championships, Sean, and he starts there in fifth, ahead of Chris. Leon well up again. Liam with a new steering wheel. Rob, Adam, Will again quite far back for him. Alex, Andrew, Jeff on his home track quite far back. Ashley and Brian at the back. So 12 laps of this track in sunny conditions. Yeah, cameraman has a bit of a fit there, and we're away, and Jake's got a good start. Kevin looked to bog down a little bit, stuttered away from the line, but everyone seems to have got away fairly cleanly to start with anyway. Nathan looking down the inside, but he's covering from Kevin, Ben and the rest. Bit of contact in the middle, looked like Liam and Leon are involved there. Adam and Leon get together, and that's put Rob out in the dirt, and just everyone trying to find a bit of space on this very narrow track. Rob into the side of Adam. So it started already. We're only 2 corners in. Brian brings up the rear. At the moment, Will's gone wide though, and that's him off into the gravel. Track very slippery if you get offline. And that's put Will straight to the back, but it's Jake that leads, and with his qualifying pace, that should be the last we see of him. With Nathan second, Kevin third, Ben fourth, and Sean fifth. So pretty much as they qualified. And Rob's off, and what will become Rob Corner by the end of the night, I presume. And that's put Rob down a few positions. Andrew also trying to relegate him one more space as they shuffle through the corkscrew. Actually gained a couple positions off the start as well, so just wait for everything to settle down a bit. A couple cars off in the background, that's Liam, Adam and the rest. Why not? Leon's off, Alex has gone the furthest. They've obviously all copied each other's speed into that corner, and not one of them made it round. Rob goes around the outside though of Alex and takes the position. Nathan hanging on to Leon right now. Ben tries to move down the inside of Kevin. Kevin covers that. Bit of nudging through the corner from Sean and Ben there. But they survive and they carry on through into the middle part of the track. Kevin still leading that battle. Things just starting to settle down a little bit after a frantic start. Will's trying to make up for his error here a lap ago. Looks like he might get on the inside of Brian, but backs out of it. Brian's a little bit wide, so he might get him on the second part down that straight. Jake's still now just starting to edge away from Nathan, but Nathan's been dragged along quite nicely by the slipstream of Jake as they all funnel up the hill. That looked like Ashley looking at the back end of Andrew. Jeff not having a great start on his home track, but here goes Sean. He's going up the inside of Ben. Ben's trying to hang it around the outside and does great racing from the two. No contact, and somehow Ben holding around on the outside. Looked like a done deal for Sean. Andrew and Ash still going at it, but Jake's got this. Good little lead ahead of Nathan, but Nathan's still in the slipstream, which will keep him in touch. Sean will have to think again of how to get past Ben. And Chris has joined the back of that group as well. Chris having a good race. There's Jeff on home ground, picking up the final point so far. Jake again just edging it with the fastest lap of the race. And the Gary Ailes Peugeot. As I mentioned, Gary Ailes is a family friend. Was best man at Jake's dad's wedding. So interesting stat. Sean still looking over the back of his ex-teammate Ben, and Ash has gone agricultural. Comes back on though, no problem. Stays in 13th, and Will's dropped down. So what's happened to Will? And he's alongside Ashley. They have a little rub, and that's enough to put Will into the kitty litter, and it's going to take him a little while to get out of that. And when he does, his tyres will be completely ruined. Takes a couple corners to get the dust and rubbish off him. But that looked like a bit of a racing incident. So up the hill they come. Jeff holding on against Ash though. Ash looking down the inside, it's not the place to make a move. But a bit quicker on the exit. Jeff seemed to have that covered. Brian's ahead of Will. Remember, Will's just dropped back. And this carries on. Ben ahead of Sean. And Kevin's not that far up the road. It's like Nathan and Jake are getting away. Alex with a penalty. Andrew right behind him. Andrew doing pretty good. 12th place at the moment. He's one of the guys at risk from relegation to the McGann Championship. And what's happened here? Brian's dropped back, so Brian with a penalty already gets another one for the corkscrew, and then falls off the road on the way back, on the way down the hill, and rejoins safely though in last place. And unlucky for Brian, he's had not a lot of luck this season. We have to go some way to beat Ashley, but I'd say Brian's up there. So Sean's still trying to work a move past Ben, Chris close by. Liam's dropping back, but that's understandable. He's trying to adapt to a new wheel that he's only had for a couple of days. And Ashley gets past Jeff and relegates Jeff back down to 15th, which is the final point. Sorry, down to 14th, which is 2 points. Jake though now starting to really pull away from Nathan, and if anything, Nathan's being caught by Kevin. This battle, slight gap to Chris. Maybe Chris made a slight mistake. But Sean much quicker on the bottom hill bend and pulling up close to Ben. Could he make a move at the corkscrew? He'd have to be very brave, and I don't think he has. Just looking back to see, make sure everyone else is still going, because this corner here is probably the trickiest on the course. If you go too wide, a bit two wheels in the gravel, high risk that you will spin. Jake definitely pulling away from Nathan, who kicks up the dust. Adam in 8th. Adam didn't qualify too well. Leon 9th. 10th for Rob. 11th for Alex. As we said, 12th for Andrew. 13th Jeff. So Ash has made a mistake. So he's dropped back again. So I'd say it's probably a mistake at the corkscrew. So Jeff back up to 13th. It's the position nobody seems to want at the moment. So all pretty strung out for the moment. It's just not your typical touring car race, to be honest. But Kevin has caught Nathan with a stunning lap last time round. Oh, and Nathan was wide and Kevin was a bit wider and almost dropped it. Ben and Sean don't seem to be able to keep the pace. And Leon's just going about his business in 9th. Rob not too far back as Will starts to move forward now. There's the clown car, head of the Peugeot livery, the Matt Neal one, and another one. Matt Neal changed cars middle of 92 season. David Leslie car. Ooh, Ash is now fighting Will. Will try to get an undercut on the inside, but unfortunately mistimed it and hit the back of Ash. Ben wide in the penultimate corner there, but Sean's not close enough to take advantage. But Kevin now is close enough to take advantage. Any mistake by Nathan, he's on the back of him. He'll start trying to apply the pressure. Well, he's looked down the inside. No, he goes to the outside, but that's never worked and probably won't now. Could get a switch back, but Nathan seems to have that covered. Chris doing a stunning job there, hanging on. Adam's gone way too deep there, and that's going to encourage Leon to go after him. And Will's now, has he got an overlap on Ashley? Just about, I would say, so he should be able to send one down the inside, but he's not. He's a bit tentative, and Ashley takes full advantage and keeps the place. Will needed to go for that, I think. Needed to make the corner his, but felt it was too risky. Now Kevin really applying the pressure. Nathan goes through this horrible corner and goes off. 2 wheels in the dirt, like I said, and he's gone. He's very lucky not to get stuck in that wall, but that's all that Kevin needs to take second place. And that moves the Nissan car up to second place and relegates the BMW liveried car down to 3rd. So Nathan will be disappointed with that, and he's now probably going to be under pressure from Ben and Sean. Like I say, his tyres will take a couple corners to clean up. Tyre wear isn't on, but tyre Well, you've got dirty tyres, and Ben's down the inside into the last corner. Oh, they squeeze each other, but just about get round, and that has allowed Sean to get a good run on both of them. He's past Nathan, he's down the inside of Ben, and he should be able to get that done, and he's already got it done. He's in front and up to third for Sean. His patience is paid off. Ben there will attack straight back. He won't take it lying down. He looks down the inside. Sean's gone in deep. Ben's alongside. No contact. And then into this next corner, and well, Ben's got a wheel off into the dirt. He's gone sideways. He's kept the car, and we've lost the shot. Oh, he's still going. And Chris is like trying to avoid the Toyota car. We're on board with Ben and see what happened here. There's the slightest nudge from Sean has put him off into the dirt. He floors the throttle down a gear, keeps the car going. Chris has hit him, and in the midst of that, had nowhere to go by the looks of it. And Chris takes the place. Ben down to 6th place. Sean up to 4th. But again, much like the Ashley Will incident earlier, a bit of a racing incident. Just quite a narrow track, and now Kevin's done what Nathan had done, but Nathan's not close enough to take advantage. Kevin survives, keeps 2nd place, and that's just going to let Jake get further and further away. As Leon has caught Adam, we suspected he might, and Leon having another storming race. Confidence lifted from Monza where he was running with the front guys, and he's carried that on into this race. And now Jeff's moved up onto the back of Andrew. Jeff trying to have a decent home race. That doesn't look like that's over yet, as Kevin's still ahead of Nathan and Sean, so Nathan's got ahead of Sean. So that would be, I think Sean ran wide again at the corner, the same corner as Kevin. Ben trying to sort out Chris and try and get his position back. But he lost with that massive slide. And it looks like he's got it down the inside. Chris holds on around the outside. Great racing. Chris keeps the position, keeps the momentum around the outside. And Ben has to back out of that. Chris, with a great bit of driving, keeps 5th position. And the Auto Trader car, driven by Sean Walker, he's off. He's gone completely off the track. It's very slippery there. He gets back on and just about keeps the car on the road. Liam's got his indicator going to the right for some reason, as Adam and Leon go at it. And Adam keeps the place, but unlucky for Chris, just went into the corner too hot and ran out of tarmac. And now Andrew's lost it and he's completely sideways. Will he keep the car? Yes, he does. But that corner really catching everybody out. And here comes Will and Ash. Can they take advantage of Andrew's dodgy tyres? Well, oh, Ash is giving him a little nudge, and it's put Andrew across the gravel. Ooh, bit naughty that. And Ash is going to wait like the good man he is. Waits for Andrew. Probably caught out by Andrew braking early with the mud all over his tyres, which does affect the cars, at least for a few corners anyway. Kevin 2nd though, still up front. 3rd is Nathan, and 4th is Sean. Ben in a kind of no man's land now in 5th with Chris and, well, Liam fighting. So Liam's come up well, still with his indicator on, and Leon with a great move down the inside of Adam, but I don't think he's going to be able to keep that, especially as the next corner goes right. But he's really having a go today. Now can you think about a switch back? That's a great move if he gets it done, and he has. Great bit of driving from Leon, and up into 8th place. I'm sure his dad is watching this, and you can actually be proud of your boy there for once. Normally throws it off the road, I know, but no, good move from Leon. Credit where it's due. And Adam, well, in the clown car, he won't take that line down. Rob's there as well after his early skirmish. Jake in a world of his own. Looks like Nathan and Kevin aren't done with each other yet. Nathan looking a bit stronger in the second half of this race. Definitely closing down on Kevin. Say that and he drops a couple of wheels off the dirt, but doesn't seem to affect him. Leon though just starting to drop Adam, so maybe I was wrong. The clown car normally doesn't give up. Jeff up to 12th, he'd be fairly pleased with that after a pretty rotten start. Ash in 13th with a penalty, but he'll get rid of that by the end of the race. Will still on the charge after a dreadful couple first laps, and Brian at the back, unfortunately for him. Jake though still lapping very quickly. Got the race in the pocket. Second and third, like I say, does not look finished with, and Sean's close enough to get involved if they start scrapping. Ben looks nailed on for 5th. Chris and Liam still could have a good fight for 6th, so keep an eye on some of these battles. A few laps to go now, and that's Rob off again, but keep some momentum. And Kevin with his green mirrors, that's making it different to Ashley, who's got red ones, so that's how you tell the difference between the two. Adam's looking feisty. He's starting to edge away from Rob after that mistake from Rob. Alex having a pretty decent drive as well in 11th. Actually still his penalty in the last point at the moment is Andrews. Brian quite a way back at the moment. But penultimate lap for Jake. Just basically destroyed the field. And well, looks good for another win. That'll be his 3rd win in 4 races. There's the last season's champion Ben down in 5th. He won't be pleased with that. Leon drifts it into the first corner. And like I say, quite a timid touring car race, to be honest with you. Not much going on. I say that and instantly something happens. Will into the back of Ashley. Ashley does well to keep the car on the road, and Will backs out of it. As we saw earlier, he doesn't go for moves when they're not on. But just a miscalculation. Jake's through the corkscrew. Kevin looks like he's pretty good in 2nd place though. Nathan's not been able to do anything about it, and these guys are pretty much the same distance apart. Ben's been in 5th for a while and pretty nailed on there. Chris doing a great job in 6th. Ooh, a little wide there from Liam. In 7th, and he's dropped back a bit, so a mistake from him no doubt. 8th for Leon, and that'd be great points for him. 11th in the championship right now. Adam cuts through the corkscrew there. I don't know if they get a penalty for it. And Jeff very wide, extremely wide. Ash and Will still at war. Ash has gone deep there, and well, Will cuts through past him. He'll probably get a penalty for that because he cut the 2nd apex. Looks like it. Yeah, he did. And well, mistake from Will, but obviously Ash has gone see-through for some reason. On to the last lap we go, and what's probably been the tamest race of the season so far, to be honest with you. It's been a bit strung out. There's been some great racing though. Well, there has been. It's been pretty good. Ashley will be desperate to try and get back at Will, because Ashley needs the points to make sure he's safe from relegation. Kevin though has got Nathan's having a good charge on the last lap, and he's closed in on Kevin. Can he do something about it on this last lap? As we look back and looking for any battles that might have some action, and well, Rob's not giving up on Adam. Looks like Leon's got a good gap though to Adam. Starting to edge away again. Leon will continue his good run of results, but the guy that's in form at the moment and looking pretty unstoppable today is Jake, and he will take out this first race, round 7. Jake wins, and he will beat home Kevin. Nathan did catch him, but it was too late. Nathan 3rd. Sean will take 4th. Ben will take 5th. He'll be disappointed with that. 6th will be Chris. He'll be delighted with that. It was a great result from Chris and a great race ahead of Liam. And Leon does indeed get 8th ahead of Adam and Rob. Rob 9th. Adam, sorry, 10th. So Adam did take his penalty and gets dropped back. So Adam 10th, Alex 11th. Jeff is 12th on home ground, moved up quite well. Will 13th, 14th for Ashley, 15th is going to be Andrew, takes his penalty, and then at the back and last will be Brian. Across the line for the Knock Hill sponsored car. So just to confirm, Jake wins from Kevin, Nathan, Sean and Ben, Chris, Liam, Leon, Rob, Adam, Alex and Jeff. Nathan with the fastest lap on lap 11, so he was charging right at the end. but didn't quite get there in time. And then it was well, Will 13th after a good recovery, 14th for Ash, 15th for the last point goes to Andrew, and 16th for Brian. So that was round 7. We'll move on to round 8, which is the finishing order of that race. And once again, if you haven't already, check out BTCC blueprints for mugs, posters, etc. And they're our sponsor, and we're happy to have them. See you for round 8.